Welcome to the next Roaming Ambassador podcast. I'm here at the beautiful setting of Camel Valley. I want to say vineyard. It's not vineyard, it's vineyard, which I've driven past so many times because I live in Bodmin, but never been here. And it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm with Sam today.
Hello.
So we're going to talk about, obviously, wine. How popular your wine is, because it's growing and growing and growing. I've seen, do you know what I mean, all your promotions and all your awards that you've won along the way. But obviously, why people should come here, why you're passionate about what you do, and yeah, the beautiful setting. Just come and drink a glass of wine. Lovely afternoon today is anyway, and the beautiful view over the Camel Valley. So, tell us a bit about Camel Valley.
My parents first planted vines in 1989, so what's that, 35 years ago, 36 years ago. And so, yeah, the first vines are officially on the old vine register. And we first made one in 92. We started off just making about 5,000 or 6,000 bottles a year. And then now our average production is about 150,000, which has been like that for about 15 years because we took the decision not to try and grow into oblivion. And so we really enjoy making really good wines, and we think it's important to be this size to make the best wine possible. So we'd like to make the best wine possible, enter competitions, win them, and tell everyone.
So obviously, you can't see from where we sit, but you can see when you look down the valley, all the vines are basically bare at the moment. So just tell us a bit about the process of when everything starts to move and the process involved in getting your bottle of wine. So
today is the kind of is the spring equinox, when it's almost the vineyard equinox as well, where there isn't. We've just finished one big task, which is the winter pruning, and then we move into the summer season. So in the next few weeks, the vines will start to grow, the buds will burst, and that's when we don't want to frost. And then it takes about another sort of 8 to 10 weeks for the vines to grow enough so they look like they're growing, and they normally flower about the end of June, beginning of July, and then they'll ripen throughout the summer, and we'll normally pick at the end of September, beginning of October now. It used to be a lot later, but with things warming up, it's
it's a beautiful day today. So obviously, what's the process there? You all hand pick, I assume, rather than machine pick.
No, we all hand pick, not because it's necessarily any better, but just the way our site is and the size of the vineyard. It's not.
Because it's on a quite steep.
Yeah, it's on a steep slope and small rows and small fields. So it's not really possible for a machine harvester.
So you get a load of people in. You were talking about, but you make mornings.
Yes, we've got a real following of people. So we don't use volunteers. We do pay people, but we've collected a good list of about 100 people who we can call upon to help us pick grapes. And the great thing is, people can do pick one morning. We only pick from 9 until 1. They can do one morning, all the mornings that we pick. And so, we'll gradually build up enough people so that we pick at the right time. And it's really good. What's good about finishing picking at 1 o'clock is it means we process in the afternoon and we go home at a sensible time. Whereas in the old days, we pick until 6 p.m. and then we process, and we won't be home till 1 in the morning, and we're back in at 7 a.m. again. So it's actually a lot better.
So what grapes do you actually grow on site here?
So we grow Bacchus, Seyval, Reichensteiner, a little bit of Chardonnay. They're the white varieties, and the red varieties are Pinot Noir, Dornfelder and Rondo.
So what wines do you actually get from them?
Well, really, they're all varieties that are suited to a cooler climate, and what that means is that in this climate, it's so cold, it's do we get grapes or not? So, if we get grapes, the juice, because the grapes grow very slowly in a cool climate, we've got a higher acidity, which is really good for sparkling wine and white wine and rosé. And it's more difficult to ripen things for red wine, really. Occasionally we will. We do a red sparkling, but that's requires a similar thing to the normal sparkling, the good acidity. And so it does kind of depend on the year, on what grapes go into what wine, but generally we always make our Camel Valley Brut, and that's mainly Seyval, Chardonnay and Reichensteiner. We always make our rosé sparkling, which is Pinot Noir. And we always make our still Bacchus and our still rosé. And then we have other wines that we may or may not make depending on the year.
The season,
So we've got the Annie's Anniversary, which can be just from the vines that in front of us. My mum's still the only person who's done the winter pruning in there, so she still does that every year.
Does she?
Yes, yeah.
Is that the first row that was actually
Oh yeah,
planted?
the first vineyard. Yeah, that first field was the first vineyard that was planted. So a long time ago, when it was just my mum and dad's, they had one vineyard each. So if you're married, you probably know it's a sensible thing to have separate it up. But mum's was the bigger vineyard, dad's was the smaller vineyard, but he was in the winery doing the winemaking.
Oh,
so
right,
that
okay.
was how it was divided up. And then my mum still does the winter pruning. So.
How long does that take?
Well, it's about 5 minutes a vine and 5,000 vines. So
I was going to say, I just look at my garden and the roses, and I think that takes me.
yeah, so she'll do a morning pruning, 100 vines in the morning, and 50 mornings it's done. But the only thing is we can't do it when it's wet.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to encourage any disease, overwintering spores.
Yeah.
So we just prune when it's dry. So normally the weather's the kind of the thing that dictates how much you have to do in a row.
So when do you actually finish all your picking and all your wines ready to go?
Well, harvest normally finishes by October half term. That's when we people can start taking.
So last year's harvest is for sale now in the shop, is it?
So we pick the grapes and then throughout the winter, so we ferment the juice. And then throughout the winter it matures in the tanks. We normally bottle the still wines around this time of the year, so we're just thinking about switching on the bottling machine at the moment.
Yeah.
But we only release the wine when we were sold out of the year before.
Oh right, okay.
So depending on how much we produced in various years, there's a sort of a knock-on effect about when the release date is. It's not really, the style of wine we're making. It's not really important that you drink it on the day of bottling or anything like that. Actually, our wines do age extremely well.
Yeah.
And so, we'll probably move on to this year's harvest, probably about September, I think, is the forecast. So.
Yeah.
Right. And then the sparkling wine we bottle normally in the summer, but that we age for maybe 2, 3, 4 years with the yeast before we release that for sale. So we've just moved on to the 22 Brut. We're on the 21 Rosé Brut at the moment, but we are selling wines as far back as 2015 at the moment. So,
yeah. So I know you've won quite a few awards. So can you tell us about them and what you won that actually for?
Well, we were actually the first vineyard in the UK to win a gold medal in the International Wine Challenge for sparkling back in 2005. And since then, we've won Best Rosé Sparkling in the world on 4 separate occasions. And we also now have a royal warrant to supply the King and the Queen.
For all of your products?
For the sparkling.
For the sparkling wine.
So we've got a royal warrant for the sparkling. So,
yeah.
Yes.
That's there we go in Cornwall. There we go. Royal warrant in Cornwall. What more can you ask for? So I highly recommend you come along here, especially when the weather's as beautiful as it is today. A glass of wine outside here overlooking this beauty. You can't see it from where I'm sitting, but the view is absolutely fantastic. And obviously you can buy online.
Yes, you can buy online, and come and visit and do a tour.
Yeah, the shop's just there, round the corner, so you can actually sample, buy, and go home. Absolutely fabulous idea. So that's me for today, guys. Thank you so much for having a chat today. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll see you next time.